changes in the top, just so it's a little bit less intimidating, because the food passport was big and in all caps. The logo was a little bit too big. The hamburger was a little bit too big. So, just kind of slimmed them down so it looks more presentable now. So let's go ahead and show you the overlay. If it doesn't work in this one, cool. So let's go see the restaurants. Now there's copy, so you can read stuff other than the lorem ipsum thing. Click, there we go. That's still the same. The passport page has been finalized. So now it's pretty. You can see how you have your passport pages, and that's where your stamps are going to be. And you can go to a restaurant if you like it. If you like the foods and everything, you can book a reservation, select the date that you want, select how many people at times. So a nice 3-step process, super easy. And then you just confirm your information and you reserve it. Of course, down here you have the option to see where you're going. And if you want an Uber, boom, right there, you have Uber. So you don't have to drive. And that is Food Passport right now.
Awesome. Thanks, Ivan. So tell me something you love about it and something you would do different if you were starting all over.
Something I love. Let me share it again. I mean, the main page definitely is very strong. I love it. It takes you to like, whoa, look at that. Whoa, look at that. Oh man, I haven't had sausages in a while, so let me explore that. So it kind of, plays with your mind a little bit and going like, oh man, I'm kind of feeling like this. This looks good. So it pushes people to go to those places. Something I would change, maybe it's not as strong as the rest of the design, I believe, and it could use a little bit more tweaking. Something I learned was definitely keep organized. My God, because if you do everything in the last minute, you got a lot of work. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. So is that what you learned from BuildWeek? Like, is there anything you learned that you would, like if you could pass it on to a future BuildWeek project or a BuildWeek team, about how the BuildWeek process works? Is there anything that you'd share?
Time management. Plan that stuff out. Start doing the color styles, the typeface styles first. So that way, while you're designing, you can actually put them right there. You don't have to go back and check if everything is correct and all that. So definitely just plan it out better before you start designing. That way you don't mess up as much.
That's really, really good feedback. That's something that when I work, like the first thing I do, I set up my text styles, my color palette, and then I create all of my symbols. Even if they're like not even close to the finalized version. Like I know I'm going to need a button. I know I'm going to need a field. I know I'm going to need a header, a navigation. I know I'm going to need all of those things. And so I start there and then I tweak from there. But when I have those things all in place, like it makes designing much, much faster.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I was thinking, just for a second of feedback, that on the page that we're looking at right now, the Discover an Adventure Near You is like the exact same color, right, as the check tours.
Yeah.
And so I might have
now, one thing, because I think I know where you're heading to. But one of the things that I was noted yesterday was that there were different colors, and it kind of felt different. I'm like,
oh wow,
Which one?
No, understand. Yeah, I mean, like even if you just like maybe change the opacity or something of that blue behind there, so it was the same shade. It competes with the call to action.
Do you still? Yes, you do. Okay, good stuff. Let me see if it's still saved here. Yeah, it is. Okay. So this is kind of how I had it.
Uh huh.
Bright blue for the header.
Right.
The buttons darker.
Right.
And that's how I kind of had it, because this is, you don't press this. I want you to know that you press the dark one.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a header so you can know where you're at, a passport or confirm
Right.
page, or things like that.
Yeah.
But then of course one of the notes was, hey, you should just use one primary color instead of the two shades.
Gotcha. Okay. Well then I must be wrong. Yeah, that all good. Thank you so much for sharing that and your feedback and thoughts. Great job. Great job. Anybody else want to add anything before we move to Nora?
Yeah, I have something to say.
Yeah.
Your hero image on the home page, I think that the button will stand out more if you had like an overlay over it, because right now it feels like the button and the image are fighting for my attention. So other than that, though, it's pretty dope. That's the only thing that I have.
Right.
Only
Yeah,
have.
it's talking here and it's muted. You mean on the finish one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like it was blending a little bit too.
Yeah, they're fighting each other, but other than that, it looks great.
But another thing that I was getting hit a lot with was the shadows.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
And you know how you had that problem with that button and that bar being the same color? You know, I got the opposite critique that you got, because I had an action. It was like a dialogue box, and the dialogue box was the same color as my buttons, and she told me that they looked too similar and she wasn't sure what they were for.
what?
Yeah.
That's something, huh?
Yes. So I'm just like, so that's weird. Yeah.
Most definitely.
All right. Okay.
Go at it, Nora.
Well, I don't have a prototype to show. Y'all gonna have to look at my Figma file. They did a great job though. I wish I thought of having a prototype, but here you go. I'm gonna share my Figma. Hooray. All right. So I've made a lot of changes up until like yesterday. Basically, this became the home page. Yeah, it's really hard to explain without prototype. Sorry. Okay, so basically this was book a trip and then view your upcoming trips. It was like one big title here. So I end up having a toggle button so you can see past and upcoming. What if people wanted to see their past trips and look at them? And basically when you click on the trip, you get to the check-in page. Previously, I had the check-in peppered throughout the site, and people didn't know what what were they checking in for, because it wasn't specific to a particular country, a particular airport. So I did that, and then I used to have an individual edit button here that I to get rid of. So now I have this little pencil that you can just click on and start editing away. So those are the ones that took actually the most time. And I spent like, I did a lot of iterations on these. The rest are kind of fairly standard. I added like a whole messaging thing here, so you can view your messages, you can interact with the people, you can archive them, and then if you want to delete the message, you can also do that. So that's it. But I'm actually most proud of my desktop. I really like it. Uh, I I don't know. I thought with my mobile, like I couldn't really. I don't know how Ivan did it, but I couldn't really scroll up and down. So to me, it was just static images, which doesn't go with the mobile flow. But with the desktop, you have like one page at a time. So maybe that's why I like it the most. But yeah, basically, this is my landing page, and you can only find a trip here, and then you start just going through the motion. It just takes you through. You can also view all your trips here. Um, yeah, I mean, I really like this one a lot more. Which I did this like a bit later. I started out with mobile, but this was like, oh, I had to do it later on, and I didn't think I was gonna like it, and it's gonna be a mess of a job, but I quite like it. So yeah, that's what I'm proud of, is how many iterations I did. Even when I thought I couldn't go any further, there's no way of fixing this. I got feedback from Melissa. I'm like, I don't know what to do. What do you want me to do? But if you put your head down and really think, you can come up with ideas. And it's also hard because this is a solo project. Usually you work with a design team and someone will say something and you go, yeah, let's take it in this direction. But when you're by yourself, you feel like you have your brain and you're trying to shake it up left and right for ideas. So yeah, I'm proud of my iterations. Um, I would also be more organized next time. And I think part of the problem is we didn't learn to be organized until the last unit. So we started all that work. We could have done the style, chose the colors much earlier, and just kept building on it. So next time I'll start with that, because this is part of it's almost, once you get past the whole crazy eights and ideation, this should be the next step. Not build up a high fidelity product and then you're like, oh, what am I doing here? So yeah, I would definitely be more organized next time because I know now. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Nora. Does anyone have any feedback or thoughts?
Just a quick thing. So you can do the scrolling. You just do a longer page and you keep adding stuff. So once you do prototype and you select what device you want to use, you just automatically scroll. You just gotta keep in mind the base. So for example, if you're doing an iPhone and you put the iPhone home line thing.
Yeah, some people have like now most apps have like the header, the footer. It's like the nav bar now, so it's like right at the bottom. Is that what you mean?
So if you put that there, keep in mind that that's the actual screen. Anything that you keep deciding on the bottom, it scrolls in. That's it.
Awesome. I might have a play now that we're done with this. It might be a fun thing to do. Learn how to do it. Thank you.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Nora. Anyone else?
I can go.
Oh,
And Nora, beautiful work, by the way.
yes, JP's work.
Okay, so I will go ahead and share my screen. Okay, I just made this prototype this morning, so bear with me. I did also add 2 more screens this morning, so I wanted to do something with that. So I'll go ahead and show you in a bit. Well, anyways, this is ARP. This is the landing page.
Tell us quickly like what your what your project is, like what it does, like what's the?
Yeah, of course, yeah. So ARP is an art portfolio for artists seeking to create a portfolio for like very professional work, some of their strongest pieces, being able to display that in a grid and being able to create a post, upload photos, sign in, edit one of your photos. So those are the kind of the user flows that a user would want to do, and also a single user, someone that's not signed in. So I'll go ahead and show you how that works. So the first flow I would like to show you is showing you how a single user that's not signed in wanted to, view like a profile. So if I click on John Vinyl over here, now you can see this is his profile. Upload and message is grayed out because you're not a user yet. And if you were to, this is what I added today or this morning, viewing a photo, because I realized you can't view a photo. So I decided to add this today, and so this is how it looks like. When you click a photo, this is how it's supposed to look like. Your name is up here, or the person's name, or the icon will be here. The name will be right here, and a follow button. And then you have it over here as well. A follow, clicking this plus button or just clicking this icon will mean that you followed the person. And a liking button, if you wanted to like this photo, you can. And also over here, the name of it, and then a like. I could have also added like how many views it's gotten and likes it's gotten, because it does state there outside, like over here, how many likes it's got or how many views it's got. So with that said, we'll go back to the front page, and I'll go ahead and sign in as a user with your email address and your password. And with that, I can sign in, and clicking Let's Go will mean that you'll be directed to the page of your own profile. So once clicking here, you're directed to your profile. And the immediate thing that I implemented in this, if you're not a single user, is that now you have a follow button in your About Me or About Me saying that you can follow this person now. But I shouldn't have added that actually, because
Gonna follow
you're on your profile. Anyways, yes, this is how it looks like now. And the thing you can do here is you can upload. I decided to put the browse button in here. Whoops. Anyways, I did not do that. I apologize. But anyways, you can do this. The title, description, and then when you create a post, it should say or signify like, hey, you uploaded a post, and you click finish. You should have an uploaded photo, but I didn't have time to do that. But with that said, over here as well, now you can view a photo. So you can see here again, the name of it, your name, and then there is no follow button now. The name of it, just a description of it, same thing as well from beforehand. Now we'll just go back. I did not do that, so I apologize. How do I go
When
back?
you if you
Okay.
don't
Anyways,
have, if you don't have it linked, you should still be able to actually just use like a back arrow. And
yeah, I just did that. Okay. Anyways, now we have that. I have this going on too. If you want to, go to your messages, you can go back here. I think that is all I can think of right now. There's probably more, but anyways, that is the web. I prototyped the mobile screens this morning as well. It's not the best, but I'll show you what I have. So upon opening this application, if you haven't created an account, I guess you will be able to sign in. You can just put your email and your password. Once you create an account or you signed in, you can go home. And this will pretty much will lead you to your own profile. And once you've gone to your profile, you can upload. And then I have it where you are, it's instead of selecting a photo and having nothing here, I have something selected as well, because there's no reason why you should be able to not, have nothing selected anyways. So I have this selected. I want to click next. I have everything already inside, so I would like to upload this. Once clicking upload, it will lead you to your profile page with the most updated photo that you have. And with that said, I'll go back to the Discover page. Will let you go to the landing page, or not just the landing page. You can see other people's artworks. And again, now what we'll do is we'll go to trending. This is where I want to view another user's profile. So if I go click trending, now that you can see here, there's other photos. There's, a rainforest by Emma Flower. So I'll click on Emma Flower. And you can see here, this is her profile. I have a send message here now, a follow button here, a search, a back button. So what I want to do here is to send a message. Once clicking send a message, I'll send a message to her, have everything completed. Once everything is completed, you can actually see here there's an inactive state of this button. If there's no message in this text box, you won't be able to send a message. The only thing you can do is either cancel or go back. So once you've typed a message, now you can send a message. Once you send, no signification that you've sent a message, but clicking send will mean that you've sent that message to this person. Now I'll click back. I think that is everything for the mobile screens. And that is the work that I've done. Thank you.
Wow, this is really great. Sorry guys, I've got to hop off for a bit and then join you again.
See you in a bit.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Really good stuff, JP.
Yeah, super nice. Something you love, something you'd change.
Something that I love. I loved creating the mobile screens because it was really interesting how to create something so dense but so usable. I thought that was really, really interesting for me. The things, some of the things I would change maybe is like, I don't know, probably more usability, or functions that I could add. So that's probably what I would do. I think you can also log out, but I didn't add that in the prototype. Didn't have much time, but I think that's what I love most. And what I would do differently is, let's see. I think I would love to sketch like more of my designs to kind of fully understand how I want this to look like. Not a crazy eights, but more of like in-depth sketch of a design that I want to make. I think that's what I would do differently with the design process, so I can fully understand how I want the page to be laid out, or a mobile screen to be laid out. I think that's what I would do differently.
Awesome. I have a couple of things, and they're pretty small, but I think one is where you were showing in the desktop version.
Yeah, we'll go there.
Showing how that you could view somebody's work if you're not signed in.
Yes.
And then you have a follow button, but I wasn't sure how that would actually work. If you weren't signed into your account, what would following look like?
Okay, so a single user that's not signed in, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So if you are here, there is no follow button.
I thought that when you clicked on the picture, it was.
Oh, you are correct. You are correct. I will, that is interesting. I think I could probably take this out and this out. So, I made this like, around 9-ish. So I didn't really put too much thought. I just thought of the design itself. So that is a good thought, yeah.
That's really, really
I just noticed that's a guy doing like this.
I
I
thought it was a sewing machine.
wondered along that line, like, is there a benefit to having like multiple ways to follow and multiple ways to like?
There's, I think the only benefit of having multiple ways to follow is being able to just, the ease of access. If I was looking at his name,
Mhm.
it's like, hey, this work is really nice. I would love to follow him right away. I would
Right.
just click follow. Or if I was looking at this photo and it's like, hey, that's pretty nice. Maybe I could follow, somewhere that's, faster. Maybe over here. That was my thought process between it.
Yeah.
But the only
There's
thing,
something to add to that, because yeah, that would be good,
yeah,
but I kind of would feel attacked. Like, follow this guy, follow this guy, follow him.
that's
Have
funny. I love it.
follow everywhere. Just maybe having one uh, very easy to find button.
Hmm.
I would choose the one on the right of the
Yeah,
page
yeah.
right there. It's big. It says follow, easy to scan, and if you have it there, you really don't need it next to his name either.
Yeah, I agree. I think I like this iteration more than any of the other ones because it's bold and it's more out there for you to understand what's going on. But
Definitely.
yeah, I love the thoughts. Thank you.
And the last thing that I wanted to add, so I think that in your prototype for your desktop where you showed uploading a photo, I think
Right.
pixel shift.
There was. I could probably fix that. I didn't realize it until I actually prototyped it.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, which is
yes.
why prototyping is super like
Yeah.
that's why it's really important to do that and like just looking at those things and things like that. But awesome work. Anybody else with any feedback for JP before we move on to our next?
I did have something. The
Yes.
cards that you have, I feel like you could make them a little bit bigger because it looks like
Or
everything is kind of for the pictures because it kind of looks like at the bottom with the like on the main page, not on this page.
mhm. Okay, I'll go back there in a
Yeah,
second.
like
This
the
one.
card that you're using to display the images.
Mm-hmm.
I think you can make those like maybe just like a teeny bit bigger, and it's just because with the line there, it looks like everything is kind of like
Condensed.
smushed together. Yeah, so like you could even probably just like get rid of the line too.
Right, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good idea. Um, the only reasoning behind my cards being the way it is currently is because when I did the grid system, having it a little bit bigger didn't look right at the time.
Mm.
So this is kind of how it turned out. But I would definitely look into making it a little bit bigger if I had the time to, or extra, if I wanted to. So
Yep.
that's a good. I like how you pointed that. It's nice. Thank you.
Yeah, and everything else it's really nice. I like it. I would use this.
You would? I'm
I
surprised.
totally would.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate you. Is there anything else anyone would like to add? Thoughts?
Great job.
Thank you, Kyla. Thank you.
I think one thing I don't think you would need that divider line.
Over here? Yeah. I think the best way I could, keep this divider line still there and, make it not too like overbearing is maybe change it to a really light gray.
Yeah, and like
But
bump down
I
the
don't really need it.
transparency because it's such a hard line, and it's like
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's drawing my eye like to the line, and I should be looking at the beautiful art that you have on the page.
Is that line black?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it shouldn't be black.
Never use black.
Yeah, it shouldn't be black.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your time, guys. Appreciate you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I want to go next.
I was just gonna tell you. I was gonna say, like, I was looking at a list, and that you were the next one on the list. I was like, Christina, you want to go?
Yes.
No, perfect.
Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and share my screen
Go, Christina. Go,
so
Christina.
y'all can see the madness that I have been engaging in for the past 6 weeks.
Oh, were you in the Bill Week presentation, Christine?
Nope.
Well, there was another sleep tracker, and
You
I
killed it.
thought,
it was bad.
It wasn't bad, Iris. Man.
Wasn't that the one that they said it was chip ready?
Yes, it was ship ready. It was launch ready. I'm like, well, in that case.
okay, so this is Sleep Tracker. Sleep
The good
Tracker is a sleep tracking web app that people use to track their sleep on the web. I'm sorry, I'm never gonna let that go. Here are all of my iterations. I got up to, I even started like doing half ones, like every little tweak I iterated on it. I'm up to 6.
Are you
I'm only up to 6 because my wife forced me to stop working on it last night.
only up to 6?
She said, go to bed. And I was like, no.
Good for her.
And then she cut the power to the basement, so I had to go to bed. Anyway.
Wow.
But basically what the sleep tracker does is it takes your mood and, your sleep times and everything. It jams it all together, and it helps you have better sleeping habits, which is ironic because I didn't get a whole lot of sleep working on this. So this is what I landed on. I did a lot of work on, I did a lot of work through mobile, but I did do the landing page, and they needed to do an about page, but they decided to do a contact page. So I did contact page too. And it's all purple and cool. And I actually went through a couple different iterations for my style guide. Like these are my lo-fi, this is my lo-fi stuff. That broke when I moved it from Sketch. And then this is after, and then this is the final style guide for it. It's a lot. Take you through the mobile prototype. Hopefully it'll work, because I've had basically no luck with this. Okay, so this is Sleep Tracker. This is the landing page that you go to. I did change the landing page. I added the buttons here instead of in the menu, because I didn't want to like hide it. So like there's the hamburger menu. Let me close that up. And I had to do onboarding and for the sign up, and you have to be able to search, and it's not working because it hates me. I'm gonna just take you through the thing because I really don't feel like fighting with this. So you have to do this. It takes you through the login to sign up, and then here I did an error state for the sign up. And then, you highlight it to let it know that that's what you type in. And I changed the inputs from the lines to the boxes because I think the boxes look better. And then the onboarding is basically the same, a walkthrough on the page because nobody ever really scrolls down to save this anyway. So. But here's where you do your first entry after you sign up. If you don't feel like going through that, you can skip it and take you straight to the dashboard. And that's not supposed to say one night. There we go. And you go through, you put in the date, the time, and then you pick your mood. Eventually, there we go. You pick your mood, and it pops up there. And then you can leave notes if you want to. And then it takes you to your dashboard with your first night on there. And then here, you can enter more sleep by clicking on this. Blah, blah, blah. You go through, add the date, the time. This is the drop down for choosing AM or PM. And then you go through, and up here is where it displays it. So you can see it So you don't have to, sit there and go, what time did I say I put it in there? It changes. Well, it's supposed to change when you enter in the time and you confirm it. Here, and then there's the display, the cards that display just the overview of the data that you enter. So the date and how many hours and what your emotions were. I was gonna add the notes, but it kind of felt like I would have been trying to fit too much onto there. So then let's say you've been using Sleep Tracker for a while, and so now there's a graph that populates. And it even tells you when you sleep for 8 hours per night, your mood is its best. And there's all your entries. And now you want to sit there and go, well,
and it slept 8.5 hours and still angry.
Yeah, well, that's because, there was a dog barking outside or something. I don't know.
Damn it. I slept half an hour more.
Right. I kind of feel like, though, like these angry faces was like right where the breakdown started to happen. So then this is a line graph that shows basically shows like your sleep compared to your mood. It doesn't make any sense because I just made squiggly lines. But this is the search function that I had to add, and the way I did it was you could search it by a category. You either search it by the time you went to bed or by the mood. I was gonna add the amount of time, but honestly, I kind of feel like I have trouble remembering how much time I slept. So not gonna try to force someone to try to remember, or they're looking for something.
See, that's kind of like one of the things that, because I've tried to use sleep trackers before, and then I'm like, but then I have to put how much I slept in the morning, and
right,
like, kind of don't have a use for this. I just sleep.
Right. So then you pick by time, and then you go through and you enter the time in, and then here's where the search results are for by time, all the angry faces.
It was a long night. You went to sleep at 8 o'clock in the morning.
I know. And then you're supposed to be able to edit your entries too. I don't know why you would want to edit your sleep entries, but maybe you made a mistake entering in the time. So you can either edit or delete them. I did the edit one. The delete one is pretty self-explanatory. That's why I didn't add that in here. This one you didn't add notes to it. So you go back through and you add notes to it, and that's why, the bird was outside my window. Stupid bird. So, and then here you get the confirmation after you edit the sleep entry, and you even have the chance to undo it if you're like, I don't want those notes on there, so I'm just gonna undo that. And that's Sleep Tracker.
Awesome, Christina. What's something you're most proud of and something you would change?
I would make this a mobile app. That's what I would change. I'm just kidding. Something I would change is, I know a lot of people said that they liked the color scheme, but I kind of feel like it's a lot of purple, and like that's why I broke it up. See, look, that was another one that I was starting on. I was like, no, go to bed. But so that's why I broke it up on the landing page, just to see, like, how it would look. And it actually looks like it breathes a lot better. But in this one, so in this one, everything is just like dark, and so that's why I changed it in that one to kind of make it seem like it breathes a bit more. So it almost feels like it's too much purple, but I like the color purple, so it is what it is. I
really like the purple.
Yeah, it did turn out pretty cool. But yeah, so Ivan, let me show you what I was talking about. So when you said that, she said that, those two, it should be the same color. I can find it. Okay, so in this iteration, the little notification bar was yellow, just like the button was yellow. And Melissa told me that she didn't know what this was because she couldn't understand the color scheme, because she said that this was the same color as the button.
It's completely the inverse of mine.
Yeah. This was the same color as the button, and so she didn't know like what this did, and so that's why I made it darker.
For mine, she said the bright blue one seemed like an alert.
Yeah.
She didn't want. She didn't
What
know
the heck?
what to do, and I'm like, discover foods.
Yeah. Because that's why I made this the same color as that, because it was an alert, because it's supposed to tell you how, you know, your sleep and your mood are matching up to show you, you know, hey, you need to get more sleep because you're not getting enough sleep and you're going to work all mad yelling at people. So I don't know.
I kind of like the darker version that you had. Is this the one with the lady with her legs folded?
You mean the landing page, this one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this entire version I preferred over the one that has a lot of white.
Yeah.
Because I just feel like the purple here is now soothing, but when it's contrasted with white, it's actually really harsh on the eyes. So even in the message, like in the where you can write yourself a note or like a thingy portion, like that is a very
just imagine seeing that full brightness in the night.
Right.
Have you tried it in like a gray instead of the white?
These boxes, yes, I have. It looks kind of washed out.
I see.
Hey, Christina, I also have something to add.
Okay.
I would think that maybe for your next iteration or next, update, I think it'd be really nice if you thought about how this would look. Maybe you should have maybe a light mode and a dark mode, so you can do something at night and maybe something in the morning. And then just maybe try and experiment with a different palette for that. So I think it'd be really useful for your particular app to have a night mode and a day mode.
So actually, that was my idea.
Yeah.
When I thought this was a, how it's like, how do I put this? You can set night shift.
Yeah.
It was gonna kind of be something like that, where it's like, even at sunrise, it's like, oh look, the app looks like the sun is rising in it, and in the morning it would be bright. In the afternoon, it would be kind of like, not as bright as the morning, but as we get to the evening, it kind of like goes down into the dark.
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. It'd be really cool to see you do that. You're amazing at. I appreciate your dedication to iterations, man. I think you're the queen of that.
I love how you have version 6 final.
Yeah.
Version 7.
I know, right? I woke up last night. I got out of bed last night and started working on another one.
Iteration queen.
Yeah.
Cool beans. What was your favorite thing about it?
Oh, my favorite thing is hard to pick out because of how much time I spent working on it. I did like playing with the graphs, and I did like how they eventually came out. I was essentially learning how to use Figma while I was building this too, so it didn't come out as terribly. Actually, my favorite thing was the cards because I made those myself.
Cute.
Like I did. I made this.
Nice. Yeah. Good job. Man, look at that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Love it.
Like it looks more like a business card, but I don't care. I like it.
It looks cool.
So question. Do you have to sleep with your laptop or your computer?
I don't know. The stretch goal was they were like, connect this to a wearable. I'm like, how?
You guys are trolls.
So we were talking about this in the Build Week group too, because they were like, they asked the project leader, they're like, hey, we have a question about the the stretch goal, and he said, yeah, I know, don't worry about it. So, but he's gonna actually start working on it and build it in React Native. So I'm not done with Sleep Tracker.
Oh my God, the saga continues.
Right.
Version 17. Still working on it.
Right.
That's fantastic. Awesome work, Christina.
Thank you.
Great job. So much work, right? So much
It
work.
was a lot, yeah. I picked it because I was like, this looks like it's hard. And I was right.
I was just thinking, you know, you all have learned a ton, and you all have experienced so much in this unit. Some of it super hard. Sorry, the dogs have decided to be really loud. But I was wondering, I'm going to create a Slido just so that it can be anonymous if you want, or you can put your name if you don't want it to be anonymous. Just like something you wish that you knew at the beginning of Unit 3 that would have made your life a lot easier.
Can I say that I think it was ridiculous that we got the grid
Straight
talk
up. No.
after high fidelity? Can I say that?
Oh, you 100%.
Oh, you could put whatever you want in it.
Yeah, because I retweeted freaking Austin last night because he was like, look at how great this person is. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but you know what? It's not great.
You're right. So I'm going to create that.
I think Ash, remember how I think you had a great idea, Ash. Remember how you were just telling us in a Zoom where you were thinking about how to show the Unit 10 students how to like create a page and have like for daily UIs. I think it would be really great if for every daily UI afterwards in whatever stand-up, just let them know of a little bit of a design element that they should consider in the next one, like a really small thing, and can say, oh, most of it would be covered in the later unit, but for now, keep like these things in mind. I think that would help promote,
That's actually what I'm going to be doing for UX10. We're doing so day one I'm going to be doing like Figma. I'm going to have like the grids, everything in there, the design rubric. We're going to do 30 minutes of UI, and then we're going to do feedback, and then we're going to do iterations all within that first hour. So I'm definitely taking what we learned, and we're going to apply it to the next cohort.
Us too, like going forward, I think the daily UI, the first hour, if we could benefit somehow from like, if it would be beneficial to us to know any like little information that's going to be used later. I would like to know that like beforehand now. So I'm not so sure what's coming up next, but if there's going to be similar to how this was like all the information is given to you where like towards like the end or last moment or something, then I want to start getting more familiar with it as early on as possible. Yeah.
I just want to say I loved the work I saw here today. It was awesome. You guys did super cool stuff, and especially considering the process we've been through. Like some pretty cool stuff. So good work, everyone.
I agree. Everyone's work is fantastic, and I love it. Good stuff.
Everybody gave their like 100%, and it really shows. That was really good.
Yeah, fantastic. So I know that like we have like 7 minutes, looks like, until lunch. I would love to see at least one more project. We can, I can keep this open as long as you guys want to show work, but I also totally respect your lunch and all that stuff too. But where do we?
Go next. I can wrap mine up in 7 minutes, no problems. It's not very heavy duty at all. So, okay, can I just start by sharing my screen? Okay. So how are we doing this? Am I walking you through the prototype first?
Yeah, however you want to do it.
Yeah.
So this was a vacation planner. So the idea behind it was to help people in large groups sort of plan for their vacations easier. This was not the first solution that I came up with. However, it is what it is now. And I'll just walk you through the prototype, which I actually kind of really like. So my sign up page is, I designed it where it's nothing else is like available for you to fill in as long as you've not filled in like the first one. And I also, just for the sake of because I had different error states and stuff, so I built those in my, like, so if you click anywhere, like for example, let's start, if you click anywhere outside here, it just shows you what the error state would look like. So I did that considering the developers, so they should be able to see it. So then you fix it and then you move on, and it's there, like it's a little box outside here. So if you click here, it would show you what the error state for that particular field would look like. So I am happy with, I think it's very well thought out, and I like that. Also, if you push it and if you keep it pressed and let it go, you can see like the password, which I'm happy with the sign up page. And once you go in, it's pretty much like how you would, actually I would like to, because there's not much. So these are where all of the your vacation folders are. So I deliberately left this sort of misspelled so you could click on it and you could rename it, and it just walks you through what the renaming sequence would look like. Similarly, you could delete it, and then I like all the modals. I'm quite happy with those. I think they're built in nicely with. It was pretty, so yeah. Another thing that I'm really happy about this particular project is my menus. I think they look nice. I like the iconography. I'm happy with those, and I also like the help page. I think it's laid out nicely. Although it's not necessary, it wasn't like part of MVP, but just for the sake of completion, I put that in. Which is not gonna, oh, here, it's slow. And yeah, so once you're in like a particular vacation, the idea was pretty simple. You could just make a suggestion and people could just vote it up or vote it down depending on how much they liked it. So you can see that moving up, and then you can see like a particular suggestion going down. And I included, like, if you hovered over it, you could see how many votes a certain suggestion got. Apart from that, that is just, that is pretty much it. That's all that the app does. It just lets you put in a suggestion and you could upload it or download it. And then because you're sort of there's like several things that you could be talking about when you're planning a vacation, so you can make like different tabs and just sort of keep your conversations organized that way. So so that was it. That's Vacation Planner pretty much. What I would have done differently, I think this solution was not well researched on. It was just done like really quickly in a short amount of time. So I would have liked to do more user tests on this. I would have also liked to, I think going forward, I'm more comfortable reaching out to people and asking for their feedback. So just reaching out to developers as well to see, oh, I'm trying to put this functionality in, or how do you feel about that? So that sort of thing. I think my design is maybe okay, but just from a user functionality point of view, I don't think this is a very good solution. I think it makes vacation, having to switch between like different tabs because your thoughts are like more fluid, and having to sort of organize them into different tabs is pretty much a bad idea. I think it will add stress. So there's definitely solution, like just from a solution point of view, I see a lot of things that could be improved upon. So I think that would be the direction that I would like to take it. Like just so, you know, having a more solid solution before I have to implement design elements to it. So I would probably just maybe do some rough sketches and see how that works out. So one of the other things that I really like, that I'm kind of really happy about, is I'll share really quickly before we can go have lunch, is my components. I'm really happy with them. They look really good. I am, wait, so this is my file. Like you can see, like the previous versions of it. Like this was my design system for the very first iteration. You can see how it's like big chunks of everything. And I like how refined it is now. Where is it? Here. So let me just show you, for example, these guys really quick. So I like how I built them, where you can just turn off like certain features on and off. So yeah, I don't know how to talk more about these, but I'm really happy with my design system. I think that those look really great. And if you go back to where my high fidelity you can see that every single page is just nothing but like components. So there's no, like, for example, my sign up page is nothing but like components. It has nothing added on. So I'm happy with the way that, how I think the structure of this file is really good. I'm not happy with the solution at all. And I had like extreme guilt mode, like I'm making a bunch of developers staying up all night making something that I think is so horrible. But I think just going forward, there's a lot that I would change actually. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's all I got.
Awesome. Everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is my last call with you guys.
Oh man. You had to.
Yeah.
Oh, Josh too. Yeah.
Josh too. I'm taking him with me. I
Traitor.
stole him.
We're gonna miss you, Ash.
I know. I'm gonna miss you guys.
I'm still gonna bug you.
I'm proud of you.
I'll leave my channel open. Don't worry.
Just be like, hey, can you look at this? What do you think?
Yeah.
Good luck being an SL.
Man.
I know you're gonna kill it. It's gonna be amazing.
It's been yeah. I'm gonna try to like take what I've learned and try to like
if
apply
you
it.
can us to UX10, right, and just drop a ton of GIFs and
Man, UX10 is huge, so I'm a little nervous, but I think we'll be okay. They're like twice the amount of people y'all are. It's like it's a lot.
You got it.
Kyla, are you still going to be our SL?
You know, that is a great question. That's right.
Gabe, he's all in.
I literally have I have no idea. That's my current expectation.
Okay.
I said, somebody reached out to me yesterday and they said, are you still going to be the SL for UX7 on Monday? And I was like, I think so.
We don't know what Monday brings, y'all.
I like to.
We don't know what Monday brings.
Not until the end of Friday. Or even Monday.
UX7. We don't even know what this afternoon brings.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's going to happen at after lunch? We're going to have the one-on-ones with Melissa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
So
down.
we don't know anything about that, by the way. It's out of our hands. Like we have no control over that in any way.
It'd be
We
awesome
tried
Hey guys,
if was in there.
I'm gonna hop off. I have something to do really quick. So
Bye.
Bye.
I'll see you guys. Ash, I'm gonna miss you and good luck being an SL. You're gonna do amazing. I'll see you guys.
Thanks.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.
Do you all want to do me to reopen a Zoom after lunch and people can continue to share projects and hop on and off as you go through your one-on-ones?
Yeah,
Does that work? Is that or
that'd be
I'll
cool.
open one if you guys want to make it?
Wait,
Great.
Kyla.
Yeah.
After everybody leaves, Navi, you stay really quick because you weren't in the stand up last night. So.
Oh, yes, sorry, I missed it. It was
Wait.
a bit earlier than I expected. And I missed it, yeah.
Oh, okay, no worries.
All right. So we'll go ahead and everybody, we'll see you like after lunch. I'll open a link. You know, if you're busy, if you're in one-on-ones, you know, hop on, hop off. However it works. We just love to see more work and give more of you the opportunity to present.
Yeah.
Okay.
See you after lunch.
Okay. Enjoy your food.
My computer froze. Cool.
No.
I'm gonna
You want it?
I'm gonna stop recording this.
Okay, yeah.